Hello, everybody. My dog seriously just wants my attention, and he's being real clingy as of late. Are you sick, Loki? You're gonna knock over the microphone if you get closer. Hey, Corey. How's it going? Oh, my makeshift pop filter just fell off. Okay. There we go. Alright, where are we? Nice, nice. Nothing much. We are working towards killing the last headless. So we're gonna try and do that. How's it going, Loki? Side note, I recorded a episode of Dark Insight, a podcast on and it was a lot of fun, and you guys should check it out if you get the chance. We were talking about Sekiro for about 2 hours or so. Let's see here. We are going this way. No, I think it's on the duck feed. I think it's on Google search for Dark Insight and it'll show up. I actually retweeted it, so my Twitter will have its thing. Like, it's an actual podcast that is sometimes on the Apple Store. Yeah, like, it's not out yet, but we just recorded today. It'll probably come out in the week or so. Alright. No. So, we gotta do the last headless. Bounce out this way. Yeah, like I had a bunch of videos with Aegon and JSF and stuff. Partially, I think it was because I was leaving these really long comments on Aegon's channel, and he thought they were pretty good, so time! Every time this happens. Really hate fighting Headless. Yeah, like, we have a really similar analytical mindset for how we deal with games. Blurg. Freaking Headless. Yeah, I did a lore through for Bloodborne. I did a first playthrough and a lore through for Dark Souls 2. I did more polished LPs for Kuan and one other, and a stream LP of Eternal Ring. I actually did a lot of work for Dark Souls 3 too, and mostly I write though. Hello guys. And I have started, you know, I have a 1/3 finished Kingsfield 4 LP in progress. Damn it. I was trying to back off. There we go. Nice. Alright, Gokhan Spiritfall. Fallen headless spirit of Gokhan reduces posture damage taken for a time. Headless are the ruined form of corrupted heroes who once fought for their country. Dedicated burial mounds quietly appease the spirits with severed heads, though none call upon them for long. So did they sever Gokhan's head and place them on these burial mounds? Because these are burial mounds. Is this just a little boss arena for the headless? So what do we think the sugar candies are made out of, besides sugar and water? Are they made out of the blood of these ruined heroes to steal their power, or what? Whoops. Well, that's death. Yeah, it could be the blood. And I think the icon's really interesting. That it's basically the same icon as the candy, except it's got the headless in front of it. It's really, really neat. Alright, so that's the last headless. Let's take a look at where we are with farming. I want to get this and I want to get that, so I'm going to have to get this. Yeah, they're very ominous because, like I said earlier, I said somewhere earlier that it says a lot about how the people in this world turn their back on God, or gods. Alright, so I think the goal is to get, before NG plus, is to get this and that, so that I can get more stuff in NG plus. So I need two Fountainhead. While we chat about that. And it seems like every part of Ashina is at fault for corrupting these great spirits who would be basically guardian spirits once they passed on. They'd be like guardian kami, lowercase kami. Sort of like demigods or ascended gods, ascended humans, because they were just that awesome. That's weird. Is that a glitch? It acted like I didn't have this unlocked, but I just traveled to it. That's really weird. So we're gonna prepare for NG Plus. And if there's anything you guys want me to do, let me know. I have to check to see if I got all the bosses that I can. I thought there were 6. Oh right, yeah. There's 6 because you have to buy one off of the carp dude. That's something else I should check. How many scales do I have? 7. I have to see if that's enough or if I have to go hunting for more scales. Kuan. Because it's actually more grounded in historical stuff than even this game. So it takes a lot of it for granted. In fact, Kuan actually uses real people. Otogi, although, here's the weird thing. They use Abe no Seme, but Abe no Seme in history is a man. The Abe no Seme used in FromSoft games like Otogi and Kuan are women. So that's an interesting little tidbit. Most of their RPG dungeon crawlers are rooted in the wizardry D&D kind of mold. King's Field, Eternal Ring, all that. So they're more rooted into that cultural history than anything else. There's a lot of echoes, and I've been wanting to also play Otogi. But Otogi is an Xbox exclusive, and I don't have an Xbox. Hey, Motski! And Tenchu. You know, the Tenchu games are obviously an inspiration for this game. I gotta try Wrath of Heaven again. Now that I've played this game. What's up, Matsuki? We're doing a little bit of farming. Yeah, Tenchu in this game have the same HUD, for the most part. Like, this HUD is the same from Tenchu. The only difference is the resurrection dots are replaced with the writing that you fill out with stealth kills. And Tenchu was far more interested in stealth. In that, if you break your stealth in Tenchu, you're probably screwed, because your health is not very high at all. So we have all the Shitchmen. We got all the headless. Trying to think if there's a mini-boss I have not fought yet. Yeah, we killed the headless. There's your proof. Yeah, we're at 2-4. Do you think there's anything else I need to do before NG+? Any skills I need to farm for that would make it easier, that I don't have yet? No, I do not have the mask. I guess I'll farm the Sen up for that. I don't super want the mask. Like, I hear it screws you out of a trophy. Plus, I hear the soft cap for attack power is actually just 14. Can I buy the parts and not put it together, or do the parts put itself together? Yeah, I have to buy the lapis. Like the last lapis. And maybe the mask parts. But I'm not sure. Oh, there's two. Yeah, I hear soft cap's at 14. There's a bit of an edge up until like 24, maybe. Okay, so we can make it and not use it. That would be ideal, I think. Yeah, there's a big long Reddit thread about it on our Sekiro. The all skills trophy. That's what I hear, anyway. Okay, let us go back here, see what we can upgrade, and then see how much Sen I need for mask parts. And then head to Hirata and see if we have enough to buy the lapis, the last one. Because there's six in a playthrough. Oh, nice. Nice job on the platinum. So we can buy this. Guess we'll do that. It's scrap iron. Yeah, lots of scrap. Where do I farm scrap iron? Holy crap. Hey, worm. Okay. I don't think they're there right now. Yeah, the guy is dead in this game, I think. Ayanama? Super dead. Alright, I'll just sit on that. Let's go to hit out the... Yeah, Senpo rats. Hey, what's up? Oh, nice. We can. Buy this one. Man, where would I get the like 11 like carp scales? Do they like I don't think they respawn, do they?
Oh, 울고
We'll check there again. There's regular bait. go for a swim. I did find that, yeah. I see shinies. I see jerkwads. Hey, another red lump. We should name this this stream fishing. The fishing stream. Cabela's big game. More Sekiro, more. It has been a minute, Memitim. Excuse me. Oh, another carp. Sweet. Let's get the one over here. Guess he hasn't respawned yet. Well, that's 6. It's like flying. Find more carp, I guess. carp fishing is relaxing. Hey, Zerend. We're just hunting down carp, I guess. We have 6. We kind of need 6 more. But I think I exhausted the fountainhead. So I'm gonna go down to the feeding area and see if I could use the precious bait. The not as good bait. Maybe. We'll have to go check down there. We're basically just preparing for NG+. That's funny. Let's make a trip around. Hey, there's a carp. I think there isn't anything here. Where else can I find carps? Okay. Switch vitals then. Should be here? Yeah. One. We're working on trying to get the last bunch of scales so that I can get the piece of the mask. I need 5 more. So I've got 7 now. So we're hunting down carp. Backtracking, looking for carps. Doesn't seem like this has any more in it. Get that piece of the mask. Hey, scrap iron. How about that? Guess everybody dies now. Yeah, I already finished that. I believe so. I can always go back and check. How rude. I gave him the water, and he started drinking it. And I think that's where we left off. I'm gonna go back then to Mibu. Does he turn into a gaki? Because he basically looked like a gaki when I left him. Oh, it's depths, right? Depths. Poor Jinzaemon. He just wanted to follow the shamisen. You jerk. Oh, he's a Miss Noble now. Sweet. Yeah, he's, the tier 2 enemies from Fountainhead now. So drinking that water in particular turned him into it. Very cool. And he definitely reminded me of a Gaki because he kept drinking and he was like, I'm still thirsty. I should go see how our friend is doing. Our friend with the basket. That should be 12. Right. We'll get that piece of the mask. I have not Meaning to like throw that on the PS4 and just sit around listening to it or watching it. There we go. Was this the place where our basket friend was? Is he gone now? Oh, yeah. I forgot. He's indisposed. Anything in particular, Worm, that's been interesting about lore, his version of localization stuff? Ooh, nice scissor end. Ah, that's interesting, yeah. Odin was... Yeah, and that she was looking for Suzaku because it's implied that Suzaku is the mother of a child, which is why you get a special Jizo from Odin. But I didn't catch the boy word that Odin was using, because I wasn't really super paying attention. So that's super interesting. I'm like the localization is good, but it loses a lot of nuance. Well, we can see that he's got red eyes, and he doesn't know that he's got red eyes, so he doesn't know that he's never going to become a master. That's one of the funny things about like everything in this game. Like everybody is striving to do something, but they're never actually going to be able to do it. And he thinks more scales are going to help him, but he's probably never going to. Yeah, I rant and rave about how, like, the localization's really spotty in parts, and I don't know who did it. I think Activision Blizzard did it themselves. Who has the last one? It's the dungeon... Dungeon entrance mob, I think. Hey, Worm Monk, is there any more, like, interesting translations? Um, it's different in this game. Like, Red Eyes is a bit different in this game. Hold on. So the first clue is in the red lump thing, and it says a round red lump consumed to gain red eyes and reduce flinching from enemy attacks, but also prohibits the use of resurrection. A red mass is the lingering trace of one who was unable to achieve their desires, slightly worm to the touch. It pulsates softly. I don't think I have it anymore. Oh, no, I do. And so we keep that in mind, and we go over here, and it says, a carp that lived in the Mibu village pond. It has 2 red eyes. Carp with only eyes that are red cannot become masters. Though they're considered incomplete creatures that lack the ideal number of scales, their eyes are said to be everlasting. The researcher Dojun and the abandoned dungeon wants these eyes to improve his procedure. So it's not so much beastliness, it's like a mark that they can never achieve their desires. And it really depends on what you think the red lump actually is, because it's very bloodborne-y. It's like a massive tumor, because there's like the fat clumps are basically tumor cells or something. But apparently these red lumps are like cancers that grow in the mind or something, because they can't achieve their desires. And I think that that's linked to the red eyes of a carp. Oh, quiet down. Okay, so I need 4,000. Hey, scrap iron. Okay, so I'm gonna get let's go do 4,000 sen. And then be back. So what else do people want to talk about? What else is like lingering? Maybe we can try and decipher it. Yeah, like I think I was pretty close to like what was going on, because I think I mentioned that the Jizo that you get off of her suggests that she had a child by Suzaku. But I didn't have it to say that like Jinzeimon is that child. I thought that child personally, I thought the child was dead, and she was keying on some nostalgia on Jinzeimon. But again, my Japanese is good enough to get me in trouble, not good enough to be fluent. Well, the rejuvenating waters are tainted. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I want to know what you guys think. That the reason why there's so many bugs and centipedes and stuff is because... Let's back up a little bit. Everybody knows there's like little amoeba organisms in fresh water, right? There's even those organisms that if you get really unlucky and you swim around in freshwater lake, you get like a brain-eating amoeba and you die within a couple of days. Summer's coming up and I had to scare you away from freshwater lakes. But that's not the only thing. You've got like little bugs in there in water. You get like, you know, plankton, and stuff like that. So what if drinking rejuvenating water gives those bugs purchase, and it messes you up? Yeah, tiny fish. And so the rejuvenating waters takes that simply different, and it makes those bugs, it gives those bugs like an environment. So you grow like super tapeworms that turn into centipedes and stuff like that within you. The side effect is it makes you immortal, but centipede eggs in the water. Yeah, what if it isn't simply the water, but like a function of the water as a conveyor system for tainted stuff like centipede eggs? Yeah, microorganisms in the water. So that's why the Senpo monks are all infested with centipedes growing out of them and other assorted bugs and vermin. Yeah, and the gourd is made from rejuvenating, like, seeds of persimmons that were grown in rejuvenating waters, which is why they're super red and stuff. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about all of that. Like, that's a crazy out there theory. And I understand, but you guys come here for crazy out there theories. And that still rolls around inside of the blood equals water equals rice thing. That I've been chanting for the entire playthrough, I think. So I think the question to ask then is, what makes the divine child different and therefore able to be fertile enough to grow rice as her blood that was different from the rest of them all? That it's the bugs, that the water, the rejuvenating waters are that because they carry microorganisms that are keeping people alive, but on the other hand, basically creating the infested. I mean, that's why the infested and the undying are this one and the same to people. And it's maybe separate from the dragon's heritage. So I think we were talking about how maybe the dragon's heritage is public. I think that's not the public part. I think the public part is the rejuvenating waters bit, because the undying and the infested are one and the same per Hanbei. And they were infested because of the rejuvenating waters and probably the microorganisms within that. Yeah, and we don't know what's actually in dragon's blood, do we? Like, what's in the blood of a dragon? Microorganisms? I mean, whales are ecosystems unto themselves because they're so big, and we already saw how large the divine dragon is. What lives on him? Ah, 3,000. Yeah, I don't want to imagine the lice on that guy. Scary. But yeah, my question is, what makes the divine child divine child? Like, we all know that the divine child's blood is rice. And that rice is very special. It's not normal rice, because it's blood, essentially. And probably similar to how the persimmons are not super normal, because they are growing in rejuvenating waters too, which makes them super red, which is why they get the Tato guys to, like, pick them. Sweet sticky rice ball made by Kuro, using rice from the child of rejuvenation. Slowly grants medium vitality, recovery, and constant posture over time. Once, when the wolf was starving, his father wordlessly handed him a rice ball. It was astoundingly delicious. This one is sure to taste just as good. So, if we are going along with that, this shows us two things. A, Owl had one of these, not by Kuro, but by a former child, divine child. Two, yes, this is made by rice from the child of rejuvenation, but what else does he use in it? Why is it pink? Yeah, he cannot bleed without the mortal blade. Possibly, but we all do also know that Owl was hoping to use the dragon's heritage to make him awesome and well known. Yeah, I mean that's a thing with the divine heirs, which is why Sekiro got cut in the opening cinematic. Because Owl was looking for one. This came up while I was recording the podcast today, but it's a really good inversion that you guys can chew over. Owl's searching for the divine heir so that he can make his mark, which is kind of anathema to a shinobi who's supposed to like make their mark, not make their mark and like just go away and do their job. But Owl is way past his prime, and he is keenly aware of his incoming mortality, and he is railing against it. Other side of that coin is Ishin, who knows his mortality is coming, either by his own hand or by the Interior Ministry's hand, and he's okay with it. He's totally fine with it. The pair of them are very interesting sides of the coin. Yeah, I recorded a podcast today for Dark Insight. Take a look whenever it appears on your RSS feeds. Yeah, like, Ishin's bored. Like, Ishin's super bored. Like what we talked about yesterday, Faded Visage, it's like Ishin was more about the conquest, and he's not super about the ruling, which are two very separate things. Very Robert Baratheon was also all about the conquest and not so much about the ruling. Oh yeah, that's without question. Ishin is greater than the Baratheon. But very similar kind of things. Almost there. Ha, Doman. Doman is like Father of the Year. Every year. I like how the monk skill tree, by the way, is all about greed. Because, yeah, you get the monk stuff, sure. So this is like the monk stuff. And this allows you to keep the sugars up longer because they make the sugars. And this is all monk things. But it's also super about greed, framed as a virtuous deed. Which shows how far they stray, because in many Buddhist philosophies, that's not compatible. Hooray! A dragon's head dancing mask, made whole by piecing the fragments back together, grants the ability to exchange skill points for attack power in the sculptor's idol menu. The old Kami warrior women would wear this to the Fountainhead Palace. There, they would dance as an offering for the dragon. Mysteriously, the ritual left them brimming with vigor. Yeah, and he chided Sekiro for, eating raw rice. Alright. Young sir, how are you cooking these rice? Anything else I should do, ought to do? Yeah, let's go check. What I really want is like the Phantom Kunai, and I could buy scrap metal off of the mob. And gold fan. Again, I can buy scrap metal off the mob. Don't know about fulminating mercury though. Okay, I'm gonna go farm more sen, buy more scrap metal. Let me check that menu one more time. Do some mental math. 3, 4, 9 scrap metals. Yeah. I like that farm spot, it's just not as mindless. So I need 9 scrap metals, and how much was it? 150 a piece? It's like, I don't know, 1350, 1400. It's a rare drop, the fulminating mercury, although it's probably better if you turn on the bell. No! Stop it! Yeah, I just bought the first one because of it. Which I didn't really want to buy because I wanted to buy the cool combat stuff, but I figured that it would help when I eventually got into NG+. Yeah, my secondary playthrough got to... Funny enough, my secondary playthrough has not fought any bosses yet. But I got to the poison pool, killed Shadahagi, and started just grinding the gunners in the way, because 160 did a lot for my secondary playthrough. Yeah, I don't... Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this farm because it's not mindless. I like mindless farms. You know, I could do it. Listen, have you not seen my Final Fantasy 13 Platinum? Do you know how much farming that takes? And it's all like super mindless farming. It's like meditative for me. It's super weird. Like, I'll put on music, I'll mute the television, and I will just do the same thing over and over again. For hours! If you know what the Final Fantasy 13 Platinum requires, specifically the Treasure Hunter trophy, you know what I'm getting at. It's just you spamming Vanille's death, like, over and over again, at big adamantoise turtles. Like, it's literally just that. Besides the fact you had to actually play 13. It's a good thing the post-game is excellent, and the actual game of 13. I need to pick up 12, because I really loved when I played 12 on PS2. And I keep forgetting to pick up the PS4 remake. Because it's the real version. Whoops. No! No! Yeah, like, the post-game is excellent because you actually get to play with the game. Like, 13's main story isn't great, but, like, the actual battle system, when they let you have it, which is only after you finish the game, is excellent. But it also still took me like 5 years to get to Platinum, because I would get super bored, and I would look at all my games and be like, I don't want to play with anything. But I do want to play something. But I didn't want to think about what I was playing. So I just turn on 13 and kill adamantoises with Vanille's death for like an hour. do 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 do. I'll do one more. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's go back to the mob. Said 9, right? And you can farm up the rest for Golden Vortex. And then I think we should be good for Divine. I've only used it once on Kotaro. I think it might be. I don't know for sure. It could be like a ninja thing. Because Kotaro looks at you with childlike wonder, and he's like, "You're a shinobi. You can disappear me." I don't use it that often. I've only used the fan like once. And I haven't researched it enough. But I would guess it's like a myth like a ninja myth that Kotaro believes in. Although not so much a myth because, you know, Sekiro's like, I can't do that yet. Implying he knows exactly what what Kotaro is talking about. I'll look it up and see if there's anything to it. Man, everybody's got these lore videos, and I didn't feel like ready to do it until I had finished the game. Now I gotta figure out how to make, like, drag videos off the PS4, stick it on my computer. Yeah, and that's not what I do. I'm an overthinker for a reason. Anybody can sit there and read item descriptions at a person. Yeah, and you know, I have a bunch of ideas. I need to check my Twitter because I put up a poll. I think when I last checked the poll, people want me to do what I went to school to do, which is political science and stuff like that. So I might talk about maybe my favorite, like, non-crazy theme, the expectation of power in this game. But I have to draw up the script first and then see about finding the video clips to throw on with it. Yeah, a little bit. I think he'll probably cover it as much as he's going to cover with Sinclair. Yeah, I'll probably check it out, because, eventually. I know JSF's been doing a lot of, like, Tomb Hunter stuff, so he's probably been busy with, Bloodborne Tomb stuff. But I have a bunch of ideas, so there's either going to be an essay or a video essay with still pictures. There'll be something. Because unlike my PS2 emulation and PS1 emulation, my PS3 and 4 are like tied up with my television. Because they're also my entertainment center. So they're not like connected to my computer at all. I might throw everything on like individual video clips, throw them on a USB, and then stick them on Vegas on my computer. Yeah, Redgrave's tome is very good if you haven't read it. I kind of assume everybody has already. This should do it, right? Go back to the mom. I love DS3. I love them. I love it. And like most of my actual polished stuff, my actual lore stuff is in essay form on my Medium account, so there is that. I'm actually really proud of my Durosne essay. I don't know if any of you guys read it or anything, because I know Medium is a little bit out of the way. Even though it's like Twitter long form. Let's see, I needed 6. Yeah. Gracias, gracias. I still feel like there's more I can write, but there's a lot of other games I want to write. There's a lot of other FromSoft games I want to write about. And now that I have like 4 essays in mind for Sekiro. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Ha! Enemies that have been turned around drop items or money to be considered donations. Basically, you are the bully hounding everybody for their money. Could synergize pretty well with Centro, probably. Then you can yell at them ask them why they're hitting themselves. Mercury. Mm. I'm gonna do a couple of... How much money do I got? Don't have enough to take this out, do I? Actually? I've hinted a little bit at Gwendolyn being architect, at least in light of DLC, the Ring City, because of his visage being on the doors to Filionor's chapel. So I think they're the ultimate winners of the game. Yeah. What is it that I just bought? That I probably already had the item to. Compendium on the Shinobi Martial Art Anti-Alert Death Blow. Skill unlocked upon acquiring this item. Huh. Things I went through the entire game not doing. Yeah, I think I went the other way. Saying the Pontiff's Knights. Well, actually, the witches anyway are DMBs, but I didn't address that. Like the spears, anyway. Sorry, checking the time. You have like the spear, like if you go with that, then the spears would come first, the DMBs would come second, and then the DMBs would split into the Concord guys, and then maybe the Pontiff dudes. Alright, well it is 10. And I don't want to keep yawning into your ears. I think we're more or less finished with our prep for NG+. We need a bunch of fulminated mercury, but, you know, whatever. We'll probably get that naturally. So I guess next stream we'll do NG+, or at least poke around in NG+. And I'll probably change the numbering style anyway. I think Gwendolyn is, at the very end of the day, the only person who exerted their power. Because Gwendolyn is probably the only person who knew how to play the game, or the political game. Because you have Gwyn, who's we don't know very much about. Who like sold off daughters and stuff. But it's Gwendolyn's illusions that create the Ring City. It's Gwendolyn's illusions that create the myth of Anor Londo. It's Gwendolyn's illusions that end up being the basis for, like, maybe Ulasil and some sorceries and stuff like that. So I think they, at the end of the day, won as much as they probably could until Aldrich showed up. Yeah. Well, manipulation goes hand in hand with the illusion stuff. And considering how much FromSoft is obsessed with the moon, it doesn't, in a meta sense, it doesn't not make sense that Gwendolyn is the ultimate winner of the Dark Souls political game up until Aldrich just came in and ate him. Okay, I want to try out some things, because we didn't get to. Wow, this is wicked looking. And, like, Aldrich, in a way, is kind of a symbolism of, like, the growing weight of time. Because here you have this blob who devours everything in its path. And it doesn't discriminate between random individuals or gods. And sort of like the tide, or like, you know, water just drowning everything. It doesn't discriminate. And yeah, like entropy. He's like, Aldrich is more like a force of nature, or like time itself. It's huge. That was cool. What else we got? We have this. Changes the look a little bit. See what it looks like. Nice. It drills right into things. We have this one. Big sweep. We've seen all of this. I've seen this on somebody else's stream. This I wanted to check out. Like, Aldrich isn't so much a person so much as they are a force of nature. And in the end of the day, nothing can stand against a big blob just devouring everything. Oh, that's so cool. I don't literally have money to throw around, so I'm just gonna move on. I think we've got pretty much all the new stuff, except Golden Vortex. Yeah. I mean, even Pontiff Sullivan eventually would have been devoured by Aldrich when Aldrich got tired of devouring Gwendolyn. just a gaping maw where things fall in. Alright, I'm gonna get this last skill. And I think we'll call it a night and then start NG Plus tomorrow. I think my craziest DS3 theory is that the entire game world is already in the abyss. Oh yeah. There's a bit of talk where I think the translation suggests that linking the flame is the same as being an heir of it, and it always has been. We are good. I can agree with that too. I don't think that's exclusive, but I think the lands themselves are all in the abyss. It's just people see what they want to see a lot of the time. But the truth of the matter is very much that revealed in the Untended Graves, which is why it's like hugely secret. The Daughters of Manus have basically won. And the actual only light in the world is the dark sign. It makes sense because every game we travel into the abyss, and when I was coming up with that theory, I was like, when do we travel into the abyss in 3? Because we do it in 1, we do it in 2. And then it hit me that the Untended Graves is in the abyss, which means the entire world is in the abyss. And the Ring City is like what the world actually is, because the world actually is long dead. Because you see Lothric from Gale's boss fight, which you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Alright, I hear this skill right here is amazing, and I cannot wait to get this skill. I hear it is basically Mikiri counter for sweep attacks. So I cannot wait to get it. That's probably the first order of business in NG Plus, is to burn through this this here tree and get this skill. But I need to get this to prepare for NG+. I think the biggest weird thing about Archdragon Peak is that there's an actual sky. And that's a weird thing to point out, but like Archdragon Peak actually has blue sky. It actually has a sun you can look at. The rest of the game world is really rather overcast. And like you can tell there's a light source even on the non-Act 3 sky boxes, but it's not. You don't look at it and be like, the sun is right there. No, you have a vague knowledge that there's light, but like it's not a blue sky. And Archdragon Peak is very weird in that it is an actual blue sky. That makes it really suspect to me. Yeah. Alright, so I think tomorrow we're going to start NG+. And then we'll try and get the rest of these skills. Yeah. Light is time. It's interesting coming off of Dark Souls to play Durosane to see how they shift how they deal with time. And then it's also interesting to also then play Echo Knight, which also deals with time in a very odd manner too. So, you know, those three games are very interesting to see, like, to have three different ways of how FromSoft deals with time. And I mean, this game does it too, but not to the extent those three games really do. Anyway, I don't want to yawn in your guys' ears anymore, so I will call it a stream here, and thank you guys for joining me. We will change the title of the stream tomorrow and probably switch the numbering. But thank you guys for joining me for the first playthrough. We'll probably start NG Plus tomorrow and hang out. And I will see you guys later. Have a great one, everybody. Bye!